All right, so let's just settle into a nice, comfortable seated posture. Um, and I guess for it's going to be a little easier for Brenda, but for Shrey, I don't know how easily you can sit in that cold. So if you need to go back inside, that's fine. Um, so maybe you can feel the sensation of the weight of your feet in the floor, the big toe mound, the little toe mound, and the heel on the side of the foot, and have your feet about hips width apart. Try and feel the weight of your sits bones in the chair, your shoulders aligned with your hips. And now imagine you have your Dr. Spock ears, lengthening the neck, and just very gently pull the head back in, or glide the head back in line with your shoulders. So I know, Kimberly, you're likely to be lying down, so you can do something similar by imagining the sensation on the backs of the legs, the back of your pelvis, and your spine and your head, and maybe you can feel the weight of your arms and hands on the mattress, on whatever you're sleeping on. And Kimberly, you can also do this. You imagine your spine is a beautiful string of pearls of light. And that stretches from the base and goes all the way up through the crown of the head and beyond. And just imagine you're putting some space in between those vertebrae. And then bring your attention to the crown of the head and relax your scalp. You might feel some sensation there. Relax the forehead and the eyes, the eyeballs, the nose, the cheeks, the jaw, the back of the tongue. Relax the temples and your ears and your inner ear and the back of the head and the neck. And allow your shoulders and shoulder blades to drop down. Relax your throat and your chest and your belly and all of your limbs. Just release any tension. And here, Kimberly, if you're getting sleepy, you're just very welcome to. You will be getting something, even if you are kind of falling asleep while we're chanting. So just be aware of any sounds in your environment. Allow the sounds to be there. Try not to follow them with the mind. And then notice what's arising in your mind this evening, trying to put some space in between your thoughts. So, just check for those of you who are in the meditation this morning, do you have a different mind tonight than you did this morning? You may still have the same issues in your life, but your attitude towards them may have changed. So see if that resonates somehow for you. And whatever's arising in the mind, just try and be objective and curious without judgment. And then bring to mind all the people of your life and your loved ones, the ones you don't like so much, and your strangers. And imagine, due to karma, due to impermanence, all these relationships change. And despite how you feel about any one particular person right now, these people they're all equal because they all want to be happy, they don't want to suffer, and they all have this extraordinary capacity for a Buddha mind. So we think we'll do this Vajrasattva meditation this evening for all these people of our life, and by extension, all sentient beings. And then, just again, Kimberly, I'm thinking of you a lot. And like I said, I'm so grateful that you're here, that you're making the effort to come, because this ends up being a teaching for all of us on impermanence. And you're so very graciously sharing your journey, your end of life journey. So I want to thank you so much for that. It's very, very precious. I think you probably don't realize how impactful what you're doing is. So now let's just imagine there is no negativity that can't be purified. And this purification process is basically a psychological one. So we create negativity with our mind, so we can change it by creating positivity as well. And we start with this power of regret. So sincerely regret from the depths of your heart anything you have done to harm any living being on this day, in this life, and in all of our past lives, and think of specific actions of both your body and your speech, and then in general, regret all. And the reason to regret is based on this logic of karma. And, having harmed others, we ourselves will necessarily experience suffering in the future. So we know from our present suffering, we don't want any more. So logically, it makes sense to remove the karmic seeds before they ripen as future suffering for us. So think like this. Just think, I regret from the depths of my heart having harmed others with my body and my speech, having broken my vows, because I do not want the future suffering. I'm sick of suffering. And then we also regret our delusions. And then we think, well, what can I do about it? Whom can I turn to? So here we come to the power of reliance, and we imagine Vajrasattva as a doctor above the crown of our head, has all this beautiful medicine for us in the form of this practice. And you can also imagine this is the mind of your teacher manifesting in this form for your benefit. And imagine he's just this beautiful, radiant, blissful, light body, with his hair is up in a top knot. He has these beautiful, long, lotus-shaped eyes, cherry red lips. His arms are crossed at his heart. The left hand is closest to the heart and holds a bell, and the right hand holds a vajra. And this represents compassion. And the fact that they're crossed represents enlightenment. It's all very symbolic. To the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, I go for refuge until I'm enlightened by this practice of meditating on Guru Vajrasattva. May I reach Buddhahood so as to benefit all sentient beings. So in order to develop compassion, we need to rely upon other beings we've harmed, and those who have harmed us, by developing a wish for them to be free from suffering, particularly those who have harmed you, because they're going to suffer as a result of the harm they've caused you. So now we come to the power of remedy, and this is the practice, this is the medicine. And we start with the body, and Vajrasattva very compassionately sends powerful white nectar, like coming out of a hose, quite forcefully from his heart. And it arcs around and enters your crown and pours into your entire body, filling you completely. And it keeps pouring into you until it forces out of your lower orifices all the harm you've ever done to any living being with your body in the form of inky liquid, and this pours out of you and disappears into space, not one atom left as we recite the mantra. So I heard some talk about speed of the mantra, so I'll recite it this first one a little more slowly, and then we are a couple of minutes later, so then I will speed up. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinopatita Drida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Supokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawa Siddhi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sutta Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajra Mami Mutta Vajra Bhava Mahasamaya Sattva Ahom Pe. Vajrasattva Samayam Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Trida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawa Siddhi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajra Bhava Mahasamaya Sattva Ahom Pe Vajrasattva Samayam Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Drita meboa, sitokaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, anarakta meboa, sawa siddhi mimpiyata sawa kama sita me, sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan, sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajra bhava mahasamaya sattva ahom pe, vajrasattva samaya manupalaya, vajrasattva dina patita, drita meboa, sitokaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, Anarakta meboa sawa siddhi mimpiyata sawa kama sita me. Sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan. Sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajra bhava mahasamaya sata ahom pe. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya vajrasattva dina patita. Drita meboa situkaya meboa sipokaya meboa. Anarakta meboa sawa siddhi mimpiyata sawa kama sita me. Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajra Bhava Mahasamaya Sata Ahom Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Drita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawa Siddhi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajra Bhava Mahasamaya Sattva Ahom Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Trita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawa Siddhi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajra Bhava Mahasamaya Sattva Ahom Pe. Then be delighted that all the harm you've ever done to any sentient being with your body is now completely purified, and think that there's no way you could do anything other than benefit others now with your body. And next is this purification of our speech, and Vajrasattva very happily sends powerful nectar from his heart chakra, and it arcs around and quite forcefully enters your crown and fills your entire body, except this time forcing up to the top of your body all the negativity of your speech, and this overflows and disappears into space, not one atom left. So imagine all the gossip and the harsh speech and the useless speech and lying and talking about people behind their backs and getting other people to agree with you. All of this is purified by this powerful nectar filling you as we recite the mantra. Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Drita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawa Siddhi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajra Bhava Mahasamaya Sata Ahom Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Drita meboa, situkaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, anarakta meboa, sawa siddhi mimpiyata sawa kama sita me, sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan, sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajra bhava mahasamaya sata ahom pe, vajrasattva samaya manupalaya, vajrasattva dina patita, drita meboa, situkaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, Anarakta meboa sawa siddhi mimpiyata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajra bhava mahasamaya sata ahom pe vajrasattva samaya manupalaya vajrasattva dina patita Drita meboa, sitokaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, anorecta meboa, sawasidi mimpiata sawa kama sita me, sitam shriam kuru hum ha ho bhagavan, sawa tata gata vajra mami mutta vajra bawa mahasamaya sata a hompe. Vajrasafa samaya manupalaya, Vajrasafa dina patita, Drita meboa, situkaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, anorecta meboa, sawasidi mimpiyatsa sawa kama sita me, sitam shriam kuru hum ha ho bhagavan, sawa tata gata vajra mami mutta vajra bawa mahasamaya sata a hompe. Vajrasafa samaya manupalaya, Vajrasafa dina patita, Trita meboa, situkaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, anorecta meboa, sawasidi mimpiyatsa sawa kama sita me, sitam shriam kuru hum ha ho bhagavan, sawa tata gata vajra mami mutta vajra bawa mahasamaya sata a hompe. Vajrasafa samaya manupalaya, Vajrasafa dina patita, Trita meboa, situkaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, anorecta meboa, sawasidi mimpiyatsa sawa kama sita me, Sitam Shriam Kuru Hum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajra Mami Mutta Vajra Bawa Mahasamaya Satra A Hum Pe. So again, feel so happy that your speech is now completely purified, and imagine it's not possible to do anything other than benefit others now with your speech. And that includes you, what you write in emails, what you write on social media, and what you hear yourself say. And next is the purification of our mind. And Vajrasattva very compassionately sends powerful beams of light from his heart chakra, and this arcs around and enters your crown and fills your entire being. So you imagine you've walked into a room, it's pitch black, and you flick on the switch, and the light that comes instantly dispels the darkness. So it's the same here. The moment the light from Vajrasattva's heart hits your heart chakra, all the darkness of the negativity of your mind, all your attachments and neediness and bitterness and grudges and jealousy and depression, anxiety, all of this instantly dispelled. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya, Vajrasattva dinapatita, Drita meboa, situkaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, anorecta meboa, sawasidi mimpiyatsa sawa kama sita me, sitam shriam kuru hum ha ho bhagavan, sawa tata gata vajra mami mutta vajra bawa mahasamaya sata a hompe. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya, Vajrasattva dinapatita, Drita meboa, situkaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, Anorecta meboa, sawasidi mimpiyatsa sawa kama sita me, sitam shriam kuru hum ha ho bhagavan, sawa tata gata vajra mami mutta vajra bawa mahasamaya sata a hompe. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya, Vajrasattva dina patita, Drita meboa, situkaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, anorecta meboa, sawasidi mimpiyatsa sawa kama sita me, sitam shriam kuru hum ha ho bhagavan, sawa tata gata vajra mami mutta vajra bawa mahasamaya sata a hompe. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya, Vajrasattva dina patita, Trita meboa, situkaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, anorecta meboa, sawasidi mimpiyatsa sawa kama sita me, sitam shriam kuru hum ha ho bhagavan, sawa tata gata vajra mami mutta vajra bawa mahasamaya sata a hompe. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya, Vajrasattva dina patita, Drita meboa, situkaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, anorecta meboa, sawasidi mimpiyatsa sawa kama sita me, sitam shriam kuru hum ha ho bhagavan, sawa tata gata vajra mami mutta vajra bawa mahasamaya sata a hompe. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya, Vajrasattva dina patita, Drita meboa, situkaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, anorecta meboa, sawasidi mimpiyatsa sawa kama sita me, Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe Vajrasafa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasafa Dina Patita Drita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satva A Pe. So be delighted that all your delusions, which are the source of all of our own suffering and the cause of why we harm others with our body and our speech, are completely purified, and think that there's no space in your heart now for anything other than love and kindness and forgiveness and wisdom and bliss and compassion. And next is the purification of even the imprints of negativity of the body, speech, and mind. And this time, imagine that Vajrasattva sends light and nectar. So, the nectar comes down, purifying the body, and then goes up, purifying the speech. And then imagine the light comes. So this is just like a double cleanse, and, them all coming at once completely eradicates even the subtlest imprints of negative energy from your consciousness. Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Drita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Drita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Drita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Drita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Drita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Drita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Drita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hum Pe. So now feel completely purified. There's not one atom of negativity left in your mind stream. Even the subtlest obscurations to your enlightenment have been removed. And now we come to the power of resolve. And this is the final step of the purification process. And it's quite crucial, because here is where we decide we want to refrain from harming. So all of those habits that we have, gradually over time, we want to sort of change them around so they're not harmful to ourselves or others. So first of all, rejoice in your phenomenal effort in coming along here. Some of you, it's very late. For Shrey, it's early in the India. Not sure what time it is there. Probably early in the morning. And then for those of you on the East Coast, it's really late. So appreciate so much those of you who are either end of the day. bothering to come along. And then Vajrasattva is delighted with us, wants to merge with your mind and melts into white light and absorbs into you through your crown, and think, my teacher's body, speech, and mind, Vajrasattva's body, speech, and mind, and my own body, speech, and mind are the same. So next, Rinpoche would recommend to meditate on emptiness. So in emptiness, there is no I, the creator of negative karma. There is no action of creating negative karma, and there is no negative karma created. And so whatever level you understand emptiness, place your mind there for a little while. We can think of all phenomena as being empty. They do not exist from their own side. You can also think that the way things appear to me may not necessarily be the way they actually exist. So let's just dedicate all the merit, all the positive energy we've created doing this practice to all living beings, thinking and just think, may all the virtuous karma I've created from doing this practice ripen as my enlightenment for the sake of sentient beings as quickly as possible. So let's just do our, oh, are we at the end again? Oh, not quite at the end. Arisen from, this is the chanting the names of Manjushri, arisen from non-being, homage to you. Homage to you, arisen from the Buddhas, arisen from the sky, homage to you, born of pristine wisdom. O net of illusion, homage to you, the Buddha's spectacle, homage to you, the everything of all, O body of wisdom, homage to you. Om Sava Dhamma Bhava Sabhava Vishuddha Vajra Praktri Parishuddha Savadhamma Yad Uta Savatatagata Janakaya Manjushri Parishuddhitam Apadayati Aha Savatatagata Shridaya Hara Hara Om Hum Shri Bhagavan Janamurte Vagsavara Mahavacha Savadhamma Gaganamala Suparashida Sudha Dhamma Dhatu Janagarbha Then Vajradhara, ever glorious, most pleased and satisfied with folded palms, prostrated to the Buddha, noble God, the Blessed One, the Lord Tathagata. Okay, everybody. So it is in America here, it is Valentine's Day. So I wanted to share with you the islands. Somebody decided, I don't know who decided this, but the Hawaiian Islands, there's a series of them, and there's a kind of a talk over there amongst the Westerners that they represent, each one represents a chakra. And so, of course, Maui represents the heart chakra. It is the island of love. So anyway, just come back from the island of love, sending lots of love to you all on Valentine's Day, and take care. Let's have oh, there you go, Brenda.